the Chicago Bears are living in the heads of Green Bay Packers fans rent free. My friends, I just had to come to you tonight to talk about this because it's actually hilarious how much the Bears have completely flipped this entire narrative on its head, and how quickly and how flimsy the Green Bay Packers hold on this rivalry was. Like, you would think that they would have some, like they would hold themselves with a little bit of like more grace, considering they dominated this rivalry for a long time. But instead of acknowledging that the Bears are finally playing much better and that this rivalry is for real now I will say there's a few fans out there, there's a few Green Bay fans who are doing that. And to those fans, I say game on. Of course we're going to talk our shit, but there's Green Bay fans that are out there acting like the Bears are completely like what they did was a miracle. Like, there's no substance. Like, we beat them with a bunch of like cast-offs, and as if the Bears aren't here to stay. They're acting like Ben Johnson didn't live up to the hype, or like Caleb Williams isn't a problem for them. And they keep pointing to his completion percentage. It's really pathetic, really, when everybody else in the NFL is dubbing Caleb Williams a top 10 quarterback, and that he's for real, that people say he can do things that only Pat Mahomes can. Green Bay fans, a lot of them have completely tuned this out. They are acting like it's not real. And it's actually hilarious. It's a little bit sad that a historic franchise like them, like those fans can't, I guess, like, you guys have watched so much football, man, but they act like they don't know football when they discuss the Bears. And if they really don't, then that's terrible, because you'd think that they would. I'm willing to give Green Bay their flowers. They've been a historic franchise. Do I hate those assholes? Yes. But it doesn't mean that I can't see a spade and call it a spade, right? The Packers have been a good franchise. That's why we love this rivalry, and that's why I love kicking their ass. But I will say that the Bears, before last season, they have been a joke, right? But Caleb Williams arriving was the first sign that things were changing. And then we brought Ben Johnson on. And for the Bears to do what they did last season, it's not like we only beat Green Bay. The Bears went 11-6. They won the division, right? They flipped the narrative on its head. We beat the Packers in the playoffs, which is something that nobody ever would have thought, right? And we did it in comeback fashion. Caleb Williams made miraculous plays, was balling out. They couldn't stop him. And instead of acknowledging the fact of what they saw, they have gone into complete denial. At least a large part of their fan base has. And that is no better represented than by this dude who is he's got pull in the Green Bay Packers universe, whatever. Bears fans might more know him for something related to a dog. And I'm not going to say anything more than that. It's pretty funny. I would encourage you to look into that lore if you don't know it, but you probably have to be on Twitter to really understand what I just said. We'll put that in the past. But, like, for example, you got this comment right here. Just wait till next season when there's no magic at all and the Bears collapse. LOL. That would insinuate that Caleb Williams isn't going to continue on his trajectory, that Ben Johnson, the hotshot coach that the entire NFL wanted everyone was trying to land this guy who was looking for a new head coach. We got him, and he lived up to the hype. We drafted great players last year in their territory. By the way, we had a generational draft while the draft was being held in Green Bay. Like, that's phenomenal work by Ryan Poles. And direct one, there's no magic at all. There's nothing magical about what the Bears did. It was done through talent and skill. Like, look, your own linebacker, Micah Parsons, has Caleb Williams as one of the top players in the NFL. But but I guess his opinion is means less than a bunch of losers who sit on their couch eating Fritos and watching the Packers get beaten by us twice last year. I mean, it's just crazy to me that some of these guys think they know more than players in the NFL. Like, some Green Bay players are in denial too, but there's the people like Micah Parsons who are willing to give some of the Bears players their flowers, and Green Bay fans say, oh no, he's wrong. He's right. No way he's telling the truth. Okay, Okay, pal. Like, there's nothing magical about what the Bears did. They got better and they started whipping ass. And, the Packers, we're not going anywhere. Now, do the Packers have a chance to beat us? I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to be a stupid comical caricature like their fans are being. The Packers have talent and they are capable of beating the Bears. I do believe that we will win the division. I do believe that I believe we're at least going to split it with them. We're going to win our game at home, and the game at Lambeau is going to be a battle. But some of their fans, like they're just like I said, they're a caricature of what a football fan is supposed to be. They have no knowledge, or they pretend like they have no knowledge of what's going on at all. And I'll show that to you right now by showing you what this guy Peter Bukowski. He's a content creator. He co-founded something called The Leap. I don't know what it is. I don't really care. But this dude is always all over Twitter talking trash. And I just figured, what if I went to his timeline and I just searched Bears, right? And here's the look. This is just all in the last month, right? All in the last month by itself. I'm not even going further than 1 month. Okay, he's got 3 posts right here. He's got another 3 posts right here. He's got another 4 posts right here. That's up to 10, right? And then we've got another 4 posts right here. I'm not going to actually read all these because it's him just saying a bunch of stupid trash. Like, if you want to stop the video on those as I'm scrolling through them, you could read them if you want. But basically, it's just all Peter acting like the Bears aren't anything, trying to make fun of us for the whole Hammond thing, which most people don't care about. Like, there's it's a loud minority of people that are really upset about that, and it doesn't mean anything to the Bears-Packers rivalry. That's just them deflecting from the fact that the Bears are actually a good football team now. But as you can see, like, that's just in the last month. I think that's actually all within like the last 3 weeks. This dude has 14 posts, and it's more than that. Like, you can keep going. I didn't feel like wasting my night going through he's probably got 50 posts in the last month talking about the Bears. Like, you can't even talk about the Packers without mentioning our name at this point. It's kind of pathetic. And it's just that's a great, like, that what he's doing is exactly what a bunch of Packers fans are doing on social media. And it's sad. I mean, be better. You guys are the fans of a historic franchise, and you guys can't even admit when good football is being brought to your doorstep. Like, you guys got to step your game up, dude. Like, that's just it, plain and simple. This guy had it right. This is somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. This is what I'm talking about. There are some Bears or Packers fans that don't have their head up their ass. I'll give you that. Fans on this side do tend to forget that it came down to a Nixon INT. That was the first game against the Packers last year. Every game in the last 2 years, 5 games in total, have come down to the final seconds. And that is the truth. And, it's actually kind of sad that the games 2 years ago came down to the final seconds because that was during the Dweeberflus era. But that just shows you the power of Caleb Williams. Ever since Caleb's gotten here, the games against the Packers have been a battle. And so for Packers fans to like try and laugh it off like the Bears aren't here to stay, or like Caleb Williams isn't going to be a pain in their ass for many years, like, that doesn't make you a big fan of the rivalry, like a better fan of the rivalry or a better Packers fan. It makes you look like a moron. Like, you got to acknowledge when good football is being played against you. Like, that's the sign of an intelligent football fan. We can all be biased, but you can be biased without being a total moron when it comes to talking football. And unfortunately, a large majority of this historic franchise's fans have resorted to acting like complete buffoons who have never seen a football before in their life and apparently are just going to lie through their teeth when they talk about the threat that the Chicago Bears pose. I just wanted to do an episode about how desperate and how funny some of these Packers fans are now after just 1 year where the Bears took the season series and kicked them out of the playoffs, sent them to Cancun. They are so soft. They are softer than Charmin. They are softer than baby shit. And get your big boy diapers on and bring your brains to the table next time a lot of you talk football, especially you, Peter Bukowski. What a doofus. All right, that'll do it for this episode of Chicago Bears Breeze. My name is Philip Charles VanDerHeyden IV, a.k.a. Philly the Fourth. As always, long live the Chicago Bears, but most importantly, long live you, Breeze Nation. And good luck to the Packers fans next year. Hopefully, you guys do a little bit better than last year's, because I know if you guys have to go through another offseason where you're our little brother, some of you might spontaneously combust, because I can tell how much it's hurting you guys to be losing to the Bears. Oh my God, it's the worst thing in the world. You guys are such morons. Packers fans suck. FTP, FGB. Everybody knows what that stands for. Bear down, baby.